For whatever reason, people love Joe Namath stuff. I put up a clip on YouTube earlier of a short clip of Joe Namath stuff that I had, and it got a lot of responses. So I figured on the DVD I should put some extra Joe Namath material. The next couple minutes are just some other interesting stories that didn't make the documentary, but I thought people would be interested of that are Joe Namath fans. I hope you enjoy it.
I once was visiting Joe, and he said, Linwood, he says, most of your friends you may see once every 1 or 2 years. He says, when you get in a position like I am, most of the people that you deal with are actually just acquaintances. I really realize now for the first time how important it is to have a friendship. And you're talking about a white boy, a rich white boy, versus a mediocre living black boy. So that was one of the greatest things that, I said, well, wow, Joe, I really feel the same way.
Yeah.
If he would have had Beaver Falls to rely on, he'd have been in trouble. His high school days were great, the whole 9 yards, but he was just, this cocky kid will never amount to anything.
He carried that with him through Alabama and.
Oh yeah, he definitely carried it with him. He definitely carried it with him.
Now you still talk to him, you still see him today.
Yeah, I don't see him that often, but
Yeah.
Well, matter of fact, we were just in the News Tribune. He was up on the South Side signing, doing the book signing.
Right.
Yeah, well, I will always have a love for Joe because he had started here. See, and those type things are embedded in you. I became a Jet fan because of Joe Namath. Other than that, I wouldn't have been a Jet fan. Today I'm a Steeler fan, okay, because there's no more Joe. And what I loved about Joe, he never treated me any different, okay? Although he was a multimillionaire and I worked construction. He never treated me any different. When I went to New York, everywhere he went, I went. He would introduce me as his best friend, okay? This is my childhood best friend. When we were kids, we were inseparable, and he let the world know that. It wasn't like, well, I'm, it's just a black kid, I'm rich now, and my life has changed, and I don't want to, be seen. It was never like that. And that's one of the reasons why I always loved Joe.
Well, and I even read where his upbringing here, growing up with you and others, he carried with him to Alabama in the segregated South, and with players that would treat blacks as, less than equal. And he put him on the spot about it.
Well, he got in a little trouble about that. He got in a little trouble about that. But he didn't know no other way. In other words, what's wrong with him? I mean, I grew up with these guys. I played ball with these guys. These guys are right on guys, so why are you treating him any different, And a lot of the white players at Alabama couldn't understand why Joe would even ask why. And like I said, it got him in a little trouble when he was at the University of Alabama.
When Joe Namath was playing football, he played for my brother his sophomore year. And Bill didn't take him to football camp that year. And Joe was very upset. And I think it was Nida Bella. I don't know what, it was either, I don't remember who the quarterback was for Beaver Falls at that time. I think it was it Butch Ryan or Nida Bella?
It was Bella at the time.
Well, anyhow, my brother didn't take Joe to football camp because there wasn't a slot there for him. So when he came back from football camp, Joe's father came to visit my brother, and he said, Joe's giving up football. He's going to quit football because you didn't take him to camp. And my brother says, let me talk to Joe. So he talked to him, and he said, Joe, your time's going to come. I know you're upset I didn't take you. He said, but just weather the storm. And he was very adamant he was going to quit. And Bill talked him into staying. And the following year, Larry Bruno became coach, and then he coached Joe for 2 years, and look where Joe is today. And Joe will tell you this story. I mean, it's been on when he made a biography, and he mentioned it, and he mentions my brother in all his books. And when my brother died very suddenly, he sent flowers, and my brother knew there was something going on with Joe Namath. He took him to Notre Dame, well, that's a big long story how he got down to Alabama, But he took him to Notre Dame. He wanted to go to Notre Dame, and that, of course, for some reason, he wasn't recruited. But my brother took his jersey from high school, and he took it home with him because he knew that there was something special about him. And when Joe Namath was put in the Hall of Fame, my sister-in-law, my brother was dead at the time, my sister-in-law took that jersey and gave it to the Hall of Fame from his high school. So my brother knew there was something special about him then.
This guy knew his way around on the football field. You couldn't fool him. Like, once in a while in school, I would see him in the hallway and I would call him over. Joe, it's 4th down. You're on the opposition 20-yard line. What play would you call? 4th down on the opposition 20-yard line. Tell me, what play would you call? And he would think almost as I was, you know, as I would. He knew always the situation. As I told you before, I made a mistake one time on 3rd down. I thought it was 4th down, and I told him to go ahead and punt the ball. And when he came out, he was upset and asked me why I did it. And I said, well, it's 4th down. And he says, it was 3rd down, you know. He said, and I knew what I wanted to do. He says, I knew what play I was going to call next. And that's just the kind of kid he was. He always knew right exactly what he wanted to do. And he could do it, too.